Record of Ragnarok chapter 81, and this chapter is phenomenal. The most action-packed chapter we've gotten in this fight so far, and it's full of fucking badassery to the maximum capacity, bro. Obviously, you guys know we're picking up from where we left off last chapter, chapter 80, with Apollo laying down the gauntlet that he doesn't need to fight in his traditional way to beat Leonidas. He doesn't need to be floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee, running around the ring, playing the range game, because don't forget, he's a boxer. He's the god of boxing in this verse, and he is the best boxer there is. So he plays that range game, hit, don't get hit, perfectly. But he heard the crowd talking shit, right? About him not standing in front of Leonidas, running around, running scared. So he drew that gauntlet and drew the lines in the sand and said, nah, we're going to fight straight head on. Me and you in this fixed, closed space. And we start the chapter off with a little statement about Spartans. It says, there are words passed down in the land of Greece. They say, if you wish to see tomorrow, don't stand in front of Sparta. At the Battle of Plataea, a head-on clash between the Persian army of 300,000 and the Greek army of only 10,000 was an annihilation. With only 91 casualties, Greece destroyed the enemy. At the Battle of Thermopylae, 300,000 Persians were held at bay by only 300 men. Obviously, the 300 Spartans. A legendary story. The Greeks have endless admiration for them, telling their stories with awe. They say, no matter what you do not stand in front of Sparta. And it's an awesome shot of the Spartans looking like battered, bloody, but never beaten, and always looking like some straight up savages. Right back into the fight, obviously picking up right where we left off, as I mentioned. Apollo and Leonidas staring each other down, and Leonidas is fuming. He is pissed off. And on the flip side, Apollo's girls are excited. They're obviously in awe of Apollo. He's got the most charisma. He's that machismo, man. He's oozing machismo. They're like, how merciful of you to stand in front of a mere man. But this, like I said, it's building up anger for Leonidas. And then you see all his Spartan brothers angry as hell. They're like, damn, we told him to stand toe to toe, but to be disrespected like this, to look down upon us, you think you're getting away with that shit? We see Haggis, the man that was narrating Leonidas' backstory, the man that has the closest ties, right? He's like, in our Spartan history, this kind of treatment is the biggest humiliation. Gotta say, man, this is fucking sweet. Like, this whole idea, both of them. But we see some of the gods and they're like kind of losing confidence. They're like, wait, Apollo, what are you doing? Like, why would you do this? You had the upper hand. Why would you make it easier for him? Even we can see that he's lethal in a toe-to-toe battle. Then we, of course, see Ares, who's freaking out. He's like, I knew this guy was a clown. Why would he do something like that? This is his brother, mind you. But Zeus says, well, that's Apollo for you, so it can't be helped. That's the source of his strength. And that's how Apollo became unbeatable. So a fucking cold ass statement for Apollo. Unbeatable Apollo from Zeus's mouth himself. Obviously, Record of Ragnarok, king of statements. Every character gets a statement. But to hear that from Zeus is pretty cool, that he has such high regard for Apollo. And Ares retorts with, however, I think you're underestimating his opponent. And Hermes is like, Ares, you really are worried about Apollo, aren't you? And Ares is like, yeah, damn right I am. And Zeus says, then just as usual, trust him and watch. I don't know how Zeus is still remaining this confident after seeing his brothers, Poseidon and Hades, get clapped up. Like, all his confidence that existed before the tournament should be gone by the wayside. He should definitely not be as confident as he is now. It depends on if they are going to make Apollo stronger than Hades and Poseidon, but it's like, damn, bro, like, if he's not, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Zeus says, you guys know what I'm talking about. He always lives up to the expectations of those around him. So these statements, man, they're obviously setting up Apollo to get humbled. Zeus says that aesthetic is what makes Apollo shine, and it's what makes him stronger. So basically, it's like however bright he is shining, he is stronger, apparently. Because the next panel is him actually going into his strongest form. He actually uses a transformation. It doesn't really look like a transformation. It's just kind of him powering up. And the transformation is called the Midnight Sun. And basically what it is that he just starts shining extremely bright. And Hermes says, I haven't seen him shining that bright since the Gigantomachia, which is pretty cool. The cheers of his allies and even the insults of his enemies are expectations to him. He really is a fun dude. And Ares is like, I'm not understanding the logic of actually powering up with that. I'm not understanding anything. Like, he doesn't understand how he actually gets stronger, I'm assuming. Zeus says, I don't really understand it either, but there's no doubt about it. That shit is awesome. So he's hyping up his son. He's got to be a proud dad right now. This is actually pretty interesting because, like I said earlier, he's had his two brothers die. Hercules was his adopted son, but now his actual son Apollo, if he were to die, I think this is going to hit pretty hard for Zeus, and I think it would be the last straw. You guys probably know that if you've seen my Evil Odin theory, the Norse takeover and all that, could be Zeus's breaking point if Apollo dies. Zeus then says another Absolutely ridiculous statement for Apollo. He cannot be confined by logic or common sense. That's why Apollo is so strong. So you could try to get this man over concepts, like they had Zeus over the concept of time and shit. You guys know the formula by now. Gold's freaking out. Hilda's the one that's stoic and calm, cool, composed. And she's like, this is bad, Hilda. Gold then mentions Geirdraful is the proudest of the Valkyrie sisters. Obviously, Leonidas Valk. There's no way she's going to take that. So it looks like she's actually going to be worried for Leonidas, but she's actually worried for how Geirdraful's going to react, which is kind of fucking hype. And Hilda doubles down on it. She's like, yup, that's awesome. We cut to Leonidas. We see him yet again lighting up another cigar. Still haven't got the confirmation on what it truly does. But it's too coincidental. Of course, I've talked about this before. We get to see Geirdraful behind Leonidas. Leonidas talks to her and says, he keeps fucking around with others. He keeps fucking around with us. She says, that's fine. I absolutely will slaughter that fucker. She is down for the fucking war, man. She is mad as hell. You see it on her face. She is the perfect match for Leonidas. This is probably the most cohesive unit I've fucking seen in the Valks, bro. She's all for the smoke. Perfect match. And Leonidas says, ha, that's only natural. I just have one more thing to do. That shitty god, I'll make him grovel at our feet. This man is cold. And Apollo hears it and he's a little stunned. He's like, this man's still confident after he can't do shit to me? Alright, a mighty person such as myself groveling to you? You really think that's possible? Try it. See about me. Then see Geirdraful smile, super wide, a sinister grin. She's like, that's great. Keep talking. Keep revving me up. And Leonidas transforms his shield into another new weapon here. And it's like a mace club type of combo. It's like this stick with a giant ball at the end of it. A stone, like an atlas stone on the end of a stick, basically. It's still connected to the shield. The shield just got shrunk down to be like this small saucer and it has the chain out of it. But it's basically independent. It has a ton of slack for him to have basically full range of motion with it. So he pulls this out. We don't get a name of it, and he says, I'm gonna crush you. Simple as that. And again, we see Geirdraful the whole time. She's smiling. She's all for it. Sweet-ass panel covering the whole battlefield, showing both their faces. And Leonidas and Apollo start walking toward each other. Apollo is such a savage, bro. He's walking out, hands out to his sides. It's almost reminiscent of Yujiro's stance. He's like, come at me, bro. So Leonidas first to try to strike him. Apollo's standing there, ready for anything. He swings back the club, and Heimdall says they both entered each other's range. This will be instantly settled with one hit. Both God and human are ready to determine the outcome of this match. The crowd's freaking out, both sides. They have no idea. They're on the edge of their seat. And Apollo just has this little smirk on his face. Unbothered, bro. Leonidas used an attack called God-Breaking Hammer. Apollo, this entire sequence hasn't changed. Hands at his sides. Hand at his sides, bro. Leonidas, as he tries striking down, says, I'm gonna smash you, God of the Sun. We see this huge impact in the arena. Huge impact. Did he connect it? What happened? Leonidas side of the crowd seems to think he connected. Zeus even gives him praise like, damn, that guy's strong as hell. What kind of incredible strength does he got? But it's revealed Apollo dodged in potentially one of the coldest fucking panels, bro. I don't know. Maybe I'm hyping this shit. I love this panel, bro. He straight up fucking dodged it. Blitzed in on fucking Leonidas, has his arm cocked back, and lands one of the sweetest fucking body shots you'll ever fucking see, bro. Leonidas is shook. It's literally all happening in one motion. Slams this shit down. He just gets time to just glance over to his left. Boom, he's just drilled by this fucking body shot, bro. And as he's hitting this body shot, he's talking shit in this man's face. He's like, what's wrong? Is it too bright for you? The proximity to me, that is? Because obviously, don't forget, he made himself extremely bright. But he's really talking about just his presence being exuded. And like I said, he cocks this shit back, drills Leo. Leo takes the impact to his fucking abs. And he pretty much eats it, though. He ate that shit. He stayed standing. I thought he might go to a knee, but he kind of jumped away from it. So he kind of took away some of the pressure. But he's still going. He tries to use the club. Apollo ends up kneeing it away. He staggers Leonidas. When he staggers Leonidas, Leonidas is going to come down with the club again. But it's revealed that he's been caught in the threads of Artemis. He somehow got the damn threads on the club and has his arm pinned behind his back like this. Apollo actually gives Leonidas praise like, yeah, you really are a dangerous fellow, aren't you? In that case, I'll just restrict your movements. So he's consistently outpacing Leo, restricted his arm, and basically has his club fucking incapacitated. Leo's like, I didn't notice. He got me before I could even notice it. Well, in that case, I'll just use my left arm to kill you. So he tries punching with his left arm, and we see that the threads got his left arm too. So he basically gets locked in a position dead to rights. points, and Apollo slams a fucking huge right hand in his face. He taking crazy impact from this. Like, Leonidas' eyes are all fucked up. He ends up getting rocked. He doesn't stop. He keeps on the pressure. He's like, it's time for you to know your place, human. Now bow down at my feet. And at this point, he fucking unloads another huge fucking right hand, drills Leo. We just see Leo's staggered back. His whole body's almost fucking right angle, bruh. We see Jack the Ripper. We see Sasuke and Okida's group. Where the fuck is Okida? What is he gonna do? We see all these people freaking out. The usual hype. And Leonidas' face is covered in blood. His nose is definitely fucking broke. And he's bleeding from his eyes. He's bleeding all through his face. It's actually a sweet ass sight, bro. It's crazy. But this man never went down. He never went down from this impact. The impact that did all this damage never dropped. And Ghost said, it's over. She crumbles to the ground. Hilda just says it cold as hell. Over. There's no such word in the Spartan dictionary. Are Spartans the strongest because of their fighting power? No. They're the strongest because they never bow down to anyone. No matter what happens. That's right. He'll never yield, even to the gods. That's his pride. He used every ounce of his strength to stay standing up. He did not go down. Never was going to bow down to his knees. He was never going to give Apollo the chance to look down on him in this moment after talking all that shit, after fucking embarrassing him in front of his brethren like this. And at that moment, Haggis says something dope. He's like, gods, behold, this is Sparta. This is Sparta. Bro, I swear, bro. This is one of the best panels in Record of Ragnarok, bro. He literally uses the momentum from the threads as he went back with them, launched himself forward, and headbutted the fuck out of him, bro. Literally, Apollo's leaking blood out his nose. He's reeling. He's rocked. He's like, holy shit, he can't believe he just got hit. And Leonidas fucking cocks back the shit. The threads got broken. He said, I told you. And at this moment, we get a double spread of Leo and Geargiful saying this at the same time. That you would be the one who would kneel before me. Bro, this shit is dope, man. This is a fucking huge attack. This attack he's been trying to hit this whole time. That fucking God slaying Warhammer. This shit connects fucking clean as fuck on Apollo. You see Apollo as he's looking up at this fucking strike. His nose is bleeding. He's fucking shocked. There's nothing he can do. He gets slammed by this shit. And the force was so much, it didn't slam him into the ground and just bury him. It slammed him in the ground and this man bounced like a fucking basketball fucking 20 feet into the air. Everybody is speechless. Leonidas lets out a puff of his cigar and he says, how does it feel? How does it feel to be looked down upon? And just fucking lets out the smoke. This man is cold as fuck, man. I'm telling you. This is my favorite fucking fight in Ragnarok. I don't give a fuck. We're still in the, like, we aren't even close to the end, I don't think. This is my favorite. These two, I never liked two characters as much as I like these two characters in this fight. Obviously, I love Jack the Ripper and Hercules. It's fucking unique. But man, this shit is well on its way, bruh. This is fucking beautiful. I love this fight. I love the fighting style. I love the boxing. Love Leonidas not backing down. Love Apollo fucking being so confident, so cocky. And that's the source of his power. What amps him. How confident he is amps him. And he is on the ground kneeling before Leonidas. Truthfully, looks like he's kneeling. How is he going to respond? How is he coming back next chapter? The next chapter, we got a little preview and it says, why does Apollo take so much pride in his appearance? And like, why does he have so much pride in the threads of Artemis? So we're probably going to get Apollo's backstory next chapter. But man, I cannot wait to see what he's going to do next. What did you guys think? Make sure you let me know in the comments. Drop a like, share with a friend, and of course, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.